I invite Dr. Archana Tandon for her talk. Her talk is on solutions to declining sex ratio. Dr. Archana Tandon did her MBBS and MS from Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose Medical College, Jabalpur. A gynecologist by profession, an artist by nature, she opted for a surgical line. She is currently our association president, a member of PCP-NDT committee of FOXY, a member of Medico-Legal Action group of FOXY. She has been in private practice for a good 29 years. An avid photographer, activist fighting for all types of atrocities on women, she loves writing poems on lessons of life. Now I request her to give her talk on solutions to declining sex ratio, and kindly put your hands together to clap for her because she has got an appreciation from Prime Minister's office for her talk.
Respected CMO, Subhash Chandra Sharma ji, dignitaries on the dais and dignitaries of the dais, dear children and their parents, my parents, a very good evening. So I try to analyze the pathogenesis of declining female sex ratio and to discuss devising positive methods which are acceptable to the judiciary, government, bureaucracy, doctors, and society to stop the declining female sex ratio. Dr. Prapti has already spoken about my degrees, but I am more proud of being I'm more proud of being born to parents who are both postgraduates, to in-laws who gave me immense respect and welcomed my parents to stay with me, opposite to the traditions observed in India. I would request my parents to stand up, please. They are staying with me. So have a daughter who has been well educated and is employed and belong to a family where daughters and daughter-in-laws have lighted fire of their mothers and mother-in-laws. And this is the appreciation letter I received from the PMO office. So let us discuss as to the major cause of declining female sex ratio. As I understand it, it is because of female feticide. So before the invention of ultrasound, it was mainly fetal infanticide, and after ultrasound was invented, it was fetal feticide, female feticide. Then another factor is now adding to this, that is, parents are giving birth to one or more male children and then they stop producing children. So why are these factors responsible? We try to understand in the forthcoming slides. As techniques to feticide developed, reasons of infanticide became reasons of feticide. पहले गांव में बच्चे पैदा होने के बाद मार दिए जाते थे, अब बच्चे पहले ही जन्म लेने से पहले ही मार दिए जाते हैं. Let us now contemplate as to why the society does not want a female child, how these problems can be dealt with, and how do we save a female fetus and a female child. Why does the society not want a female child? Mainly two reasons: societal factors and law and order situation. In a study by Giriraj, he studied 42 families And the reasons for female infanticide and feticide were quoted as 100% families agreed that it was due to dowry and poverty. 76.19% said it was due to safety for the girl child which they were concerned with. And 83.33% said it was the male who carries the family forwards, family lineage, so we want a female child. And only 4.76%, that is 5% of the respondents said that they were afraid of the laws enacted by the government. Of the respondents said that they were afraid of the laws enacted by the government. Now, a look at the law and order situation, and this is the statistics of Delhi, our capital. Rape has increased from 2009 five-folds in 2013. Molestation has increased 5 times. Eve teasing has increased 3 times. And kidnapping and abduction has doubled. So just imagine if this is the situation of Delhi, our capital, what will be the position in the small cities and small villages. Now let us see the real life incidents. We all are familiar with the Nirbhaya case. And the 5 convicts are still roaming. One has been rescued. One has been out of the prison, and the law came later, so he has not been convicted too. And though the lower courts had, and High Court also had said that all the 5 convicts should be convicted, but still they are awaiting their conviction because the Supreme Court says that a 3-judge bench is required to convict them. Now pay attention to these news clippings. Dowry deaths, 1 woman dies every hour. National Crime Records Bureau figure states 8,233 dowry deaths were reported in 2012 from various states. Pregnant women allegedly hanged to death. These are news clippings which we see daily. A trial to stop feticide was tried by PCPNDT Act enactment after the order from the court, and which was enacted in 1994 and came to force into 1996. In spite of the enactment of the act, and the decline continued, and the following reasons were found after an analysis. This is data from Maharashtra. I have the data from all the states, but I'll be quoting only Maharashtra here. So, cases due to non-registration were 62, decoy cases were 38, non-maintenance of records were 402, the major portion of the chunk. And advertisement, ki hum aapko ladka paida karwa denge, was 9, other reasons 1. So as we analyze this data, among the first 2, that is non-registration and decoy cases, lie the real culprits. So 7% of the total are the real cases which are caught by using decoy patients. That means 93% are just filed to complete target and are not for documentation which is not solving our purpose. So we should concentrate on decoy operations to catch patients and also to catch doctors, dais, quacks, night squads who are doing ultrasound to detect the fetus, female fetus. Now let us contemplate, has there been marked improvement of female sex ratio after implementation of PCPNDT Act? If not, what are the reasons behind? Understanding the issue through reasons of feticide and infanticide. Has the wrong understanding and implementation of law caused a negative atmosphere in the society against doctors and jeopardized health care, against parents who want desperately a male child because of societal norms prevalent in India and poor law and order situation makes rearing a girl child very difficult. Against government as the public, doctors and bureaucracy are in a fix how to deal with the issue. So let us try to adopt a more positive, implementable approach suiting our settings and societal norms which, without doing injustice to either sex, that is male and female, doctors and public. Up till now, the main stress was on the implementation of this act in its present state, and a lot of revenue and resources were and are still being used for it from national to district level. But the results are negligible and the decline continues. Why? Because the reason for the demand of feticide was not understood. Just as infanticide changed to feticide, desperate parents discovered ways to get feticide done, and when qualified doctors refused, they went to unqualified, further increasing the maternal mortality rate. Patients without resources approached unregistered places of dyes, quacks, pharmacists with unregistered machines and unlawful abortion facilities, and feticide continued, while time and resources were being wasted in documentation. Then came this portable device. अब तो गली मोहल्ले में हर जगह जो है रात को नाइट स्क्वाड्स चलते हैं, unqualified technicians of doctors, they carry this machine in their cars, in their vehicles, and visit villages and towns to do sex determination. That is for the poor, and for the rich, blood test at 8 weeks is there in countries like USA. Sex selection is legal in most of the world. Diagnosis, that is pre-gestational diagnosis, a potential expansion of IVF, can be used for sex selection. Fertility tourism from the UK, Australia, Canada, India and China to US for sex selection is on. So the situation is illegal abortions increasing maternal mortality rate and morbidity. Doctors are thinking of stopping doing obstetric ultrasounds altogether because of harassment leading to regressive policies which will contribute to increasing maternal mortality rate. Don't you think we now need to change our policy? Shouldn't we now finish the demand of feticide to do away with the market of feticide? So, I have shown two triangles. One triangle is the law and implementation from national to district level, from CSB to AA, documentation and records when sex determination cases are only 7%, and many pending court cases for years with loss of employment to families suffering. मेरे पास letters आते हैं radiologists के, बच्चों के, जो अपने पेरेंट्स को लिखते हैं, माँ आप चिंता मत करो, पापा आप चिंता मत करो, आपने कोई गलत काम नहीं करा है तो आप बाहर निकल आओगे जेल से, डॉक्यूमेंटेशन के लिए अगर आप अंदर गए हो तो आप बाहर आ जाओगे. और मतलब it's sad. And terror and dissatisfaction among doctors, the most important sector for a strong nation. So what we have to do is reduce this triangle and expand the other triangle. What does the other triangle say? The other triangle says helplines by service clubs to counsel parents who want sex determination. Education, employment of females and freedom in their personal lives. Changing societal norms and allowing property in her inheritance, lighting fire and stopping name change and dowry. schemes for rehabilitation of widows, rape victims, and acid attack victims, schemes for empowerment of women, and strict laws for conviction of culprits of dowry, rape, molestation, and acid attacks. And to deal with this triangle on the left side, we have to reduce that. So what we have to concentrate is sting operations to catch the culprits requesting 4ST and those doctors, dyes, quacks, and mobile technicians who are doing sex determination, and refer them to NGOs and for counseling, and punish those who are doing sex determination. Let us try to understand another point. Now try to understand clause 23 of PCPNDT law. This clause, in the first clause, it says that any medical guidance geneticist, gynecologist, registered medical practitioner who does fetal sex determination should be behind bars. And in the third clause is also those parents who are requesting for sex determination, they should also be behind bars. But it's not happening. There are many cases of doctors who are behind bars, but there is only parents behind bars for asking for sex determination, relatives who have asked for sex determination. You can count them on fingers. So it should be, if n number, so if we try to understand this clause, if n number of doctors have been convicted, there should be n number of either patients or their relatives convicted. But it is not so. Why? Doctors propose sting operations, and this can only catch the real culprits. The recent on this issue is Dr. Hitesh Bhatt, who's the co-chairperson, who's the chairperson of the Medical Legal Forum of our All India FOXI. He says that do a reverse sting to catch the patients requesting for sex determination. Medical Legal Action Group has asked the appropriate authority of Chandigarh to take us doctors with them when they go for sting operations and establish decoy clinics which run in ambulance just as the clinics are running to detect the fetus, and catch those patients who are getting sex determination done. So reverse sting we are proposing. With the world going forwards, we cannot go backwards. It is not that doctors will tell the net-savvy present generation that gametes and cloning can be used to have a male or female child. With Wi-Fi freely available and Wi-Fi in the pipeline, knowledge spreads fast. If not available in India, people will go to Bangkok, Dubai, and America to get children of their choice. It is a crime to abort the fetus, not only female but male fetus too, and so educate society and create awareness to look at both the sexes equally and promote contraception rather than abortion. Promote contraception rather than abortion. Latest news on the issue: Rajya Sabha passes Juvenile Justice Bill, age for minors reduced to 16 years for heinous crime after Nirbhaya Kand. So we are happy about it. नजरिया बदले तो बदले बड़ी बेटों की केकारी, जन्म से पहले बताए जाए बच्चे का लिंग, मेनका गांधी, and I support her totally, because once the pregnancy is registered, once the sex of the baby is declared and you know there is a female fetus, protect her from womb to tomb. So female, protect her, वो बच्चा बच्चा जब पेट में आया तब से लेके और उसके एजुकेशन के समय, उसके यूथ के समय, रेप विक और मोलेस्टेशन सबसे बचाते हुए उसे टूम तक उसे आप प्रोटेक्ट करिए. If female feticide is a crime, so is male feticide. God has given us brain, and with evolution of brain is becoming dominant. If science has made us capable of building highways, dams, satellites, and metros with a designed structure, definite shape and procedures of utilization, with science at our rescue, why can't we allow a family to have a designed structure? Educate and empower girls. Don't force unwanted females on people by law and degrade them, because ये तो और उनकी कीमत घटा रहा है. जब अनवांटेड फीमेल चाइल्ड एक फैमिली में पैदा होती है तो उसकी क्या स्थिति होती है ये हम किसी से भी छुपी नहीं है. Create an atmosphere where each child is, and to develop that respect for that girl, each child, create an atmosphere where each child is educated, empowered, and welcomed, whether male or female. To sum up, we have to move from the save the girl child to educate and empower the girl child, to revere the girl child, to welcoming a child, be it of any sex, to raising a child into a better human being. Let's move from abortion to contraception. Abortion only for failure of contraception till 6 to 8 weeks, and till 24 weeks in case of rape or congenital or metabolic disorders, or failure to diagnose in case of lactational amenorrhea, and after 8 weeks only at government hospitals. And if you ask me, I would say allow abortions only till 8 weeks. No abortions after 8 weeks. The government, media, judiciary, and society should draw and believe in such norms so that any child is welcomed, celebrated, protected, and revered. Thank you so much for your patient hearing.
But